Welcome back to another edition of the Saints Insider Podcast. It is Wednesday, May 21st. I'm your host, Luke Johnson. I'm joined today by columnist Rod Walker, beat writer Matthew Paris, and columnist Jeff Duncan. We got a lot to get into today. It is the opening week of Saints OTAs. They hold their first practice tomorrow. So we'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the show. But guys, more important stuff on the docket today. We are picking our flag football team. That's right. The NFL put out yesterday that it is going to allow its players to compete in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles to play flag football. And Jeff, I know you're super enthused about this idea. I know you got a lot of thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm very eager to hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, you are not going to have the first pick. We're going to each draft 5 players from the current Saints roster. We're going to start with Rod Walker to my right, and we're going to go this way, and then we're going to snake it back around like a fantasy football draft.
We're doing this in the sense that the flag football game is taking place tomorrow, right? Not in 2028.
No, I think we're doing
Or in 2028.
2028, this is futures, baby.
2028.
Okay, future. Well, okay,
So you got to
sure.
take that in consideration.
Yeah.
I don't
Are you going
care
to
if
take
it's-
37-year-old Tyrann Mathieu in the?
You consider that when you were
I was going to say, I don't care if his knee doesn't work. I'm going to take 36-year-old Taysom Hill.
Okay.
You may take him.
This is
Yeah,
gonna,
wait.
No,
Let's
yeah.
just get to the point.
No,
Yeah.
no, I know.
No, I'm saying he may not be. He may
already
not be
taken
there when you.
Oh, is he your
may not
first?
be-
Oh,
that's all I'm saying.
oh,
That's all I'm
baby.
saying.
All right. Okay,
All right.
All right.
Okay.
First
I will
pick.
say this. I do think they're trying to incorporate the NFL into the Olympics, right? I mean, it's the globally dominant sport along with Premier League soccer. And there's never been a way to get these NFL athletes that are so popular. So what better way for them to do it than have flag football here and when they're going to be in America?
100%.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty cool that one of the guys who's like the NFL spokesperson for this essentially was Justin Jefferson, who's obviously a local guy. And hopefully we'll get to see. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of local flavor.
Well, he's
in
going to be on the
that
team
flag
for sure.
football team.
He's
Yeah.
done his due diligence
Yeah,
probably.
There's going to be 3 more LSU studs who are probably going to be on the team.
Maybe we'll get to cover the Olympics now because of this. Do you think about that?
Here we go, baby.
I think we should all get to go.
This is the first Summer Olympics in the U.S. since 1996, right?
Yeah,
Since
we
the
got
Atlanta
we got
Olympics.
an Airbnb we can stay in. We know, right there.
When Saints
Right,
quarterback Arch Manning represents
Tustin,
Team
California.
USA.
Me and Matt are going to do a great podcast from a courtyard in the back.
I'm getting a better
Sofa.
room this time. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you better get there early.
They better. I'm calling them, have them add on an air conditioner to the room.
What room did you have?
The worst one. That's what happens when you get there late.
You got
I was
your,
going to say, my room was great.
Oh, I thought Norm had my room. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the worst room.
anyways,
Go ahead. My bad.
We're
Right.
getting deep into the Saints Insider podcast weeds. All right, so we're going to start this one off. We will talk about what's coming up this week with the Saints at the OTA practices tomorrow. But first, we're going to do this fun exercise. We are going to each pick 5 players from the current Saints roster for our flag football team. And look, if you want to pick somebody who's going to be in their late 30s, but whatever, I don't care. We're looking at 2025 for a 2028 team. So let's just have fun with this. Rod, you're going to have the first pick.
I'm
Who you
keeping
taking?
track of everybody's
Good,
picks, by the
good,
way.
perfect.
As opposed to our last
Right, last
debacle.
Yeah. With the first pick of the 2028 Olympic draft, Rod Walker selects Rashid Shaheed. I'm going straight speed, straight out the gate. And, I think flag football is a speed league, so the need for Rashid.
Okay. I love that pick. That's who I would have taken first overall. So good call. I think I'm going to go a little outside the box here. And I realize that I might be setting myself up for failure, but I'm going to take Alvin Kamara to be my quarterback.
Oh.
Interesting.
I've seen Alvin throw a ball. Alvin can throw a good ball. He doesn't have to look. When you look at like the best flag football teams out there, what's the guy's name from New Orleans? Daryl Doucette,
Yeah.
right? The Patrick Mahomes of flag football. Like he's like an athlete.
Right.
He doesn't have the great throwing arm, but nobody's going to bring him down. I think Alvin Kamara's best skills don't necessarily translate to flag football, right? It's like contact balance.
Right.
But like you put Alvin behind there and let somebody try to like bring him down while he's running around waiting for guys to get open, I'll take that. He's my quarterback. Alvin
a good
Kamara,
call.
number
Has
2
Has Alvin
overall.
never thrown a pass? He hasn't thrown a pass ever.
I think he has early on. Yeah. Somebody like that threw one really early on because I was just doing some research the other day. It's like one pass, but it might have been Willie Snead.
I've seen
Willie
Alvin.
Snead in college.
For sure.
I've seen Alvin throw a ball. He throws a good
Yeah, he
ball.
does.
Willie Snead was, I think, quarterback in high school or something like that. So
Yeah, I think so.
they utilized
I
him.
remember Sneeze pass.
This might have been just something from practice where they let him throw a ball, and I'm like, man, I can't wait till they let him do that in a game. I don't know if he's ever thrown one in
I don't
a
know
game.
if he has either. I remember one time I asked him at a press conference because he was like the emergency quarterback. I mean, he was like the next guy in line, and I was like, "You gonna run Wildcat?" And he was like, "Wildcat? What do you?" That's disrespectful. Like that was his.
1 for 1 for 13 yards
Okay.
and a first down in 2019.
Got the highest passer rating in Saints history, probably.
Maybe 118.7. It probably does track. Matt, who you got? Third overall.
I'll take Chris Olave.
Yeah,
just
that's the
'cause,
one who I
yeah,
was down between.
Similar to Rod, speed. He's probably realistically the only guy who maybe has a shot at making the roster, depending if he takes that next step. Just went talent consensus.
He'll
there.
be what, like
Doesn't have to
29?
get hit either. So it's,
Yeah,
it's
right.
good.
Yeah, I think Olave and Shaheed are probably 1 and 2 consensus on the big board here, but I like that
yeah,
pick.
and Olave's precise route runner. Like he'd be perfect.
Yeah,
I think he's got a shot to make it.
yeah.
Right.
As long as he stays healthy, yeah.
All right. So
All right, you got 4 and 5, Jeff.
What's
Pick
your
up your,
mic?
what's your mic doing?
I don't know. It just kind of went down there.
Okay.
You might have to fix that.
Yeah.
Can you
hear me, Norm? Okay. I'm going with the outside the box, like Luke. I'm going with Jake Hayner as quarterback because I think his skills translate very well to flag football. I mean, every time I played flag football, we had a quarterback kind of like a Jake Hayner. quick release, mobile, doesn't have to worry about seeing over the big lineman. That's kind of all the things that keep him from being probably a top NFL quarterback, I think, do not bother him at flag football level.
All right.
Spencer Rattler would also be,
Yeah, Rattler would probably be pretty good.
yeah, so.
All right, you got number 5 too.
Oh, shit, we're going back around? Okay. Well, you always need a good tight end, so I'm going to go with Taysom Hill, the gadget man.
Okay.
Sorry, right in front of you.
That's okay.
Took your guy
That's
away.
fine.
Because I think he would be all over the place in very similar fashion. And he's also very fast. People don't realize how fast Taysom Hill is. That's what separates him from all those other guys like him, the Tim Tebows of the world. So, sorry, but
No,
you
that's
shouldn't have
fine.
revealed it earlier.
No,
I
that's
had a
okay.
chance.
I'm probably taking this guy too early, but I'm going to take him because, as you mentioned, that's my turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You mentioned the no contact thing. Mason Tipton
That's a good one.
was
I
the
like
best
that.
receiver I've seen in training camp last year, and that guy was incredible on deep routes, and he was really good until the pads came on. And so with their no pads, I'm taking Mason Tipton.
All right.
He was on my big board, man. He was number 9 on my board, man.
Okay.
I was gonna get to him.
All right. Well, okay. So far we've gotten 2 receivers, 2 running backs, a quarterback, and a do-it-all tight end. I'm gonna go with the second tight end off the board. I'm gonna take Juwan Johnson.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Juwan feels like a guy who's built for this game. He's built for professional football. Don't get me wrong, but like he's 6'4", he can box some people out.
Run.
He can run. I feel like Juwan catching passes from AK is a fun team start so far.
Might be able to throw a pass, too. I got a feeling Juwan.
I have I bet like there's probably 12 players on the roster right now who are high school quarterbacks and good ones.
Yeah, I agree. And he definitely could.
Probably more than that. Probably 15. All right, who you got?
I'm gonna go Spencer Rattler here. I just feel like I need to get a quarterback, and we've seen him roll out and make throws, so he's the obvious pick for me there.
Okay,
It's
so
a
you
good thing
got
that there are 4
Rattler
quarterbacks on
and
the
Shaheed.
roster, though.
Huh?
It's a good. Sorry, it's a good thing that there are 4 quarterbacks on the roster.
I know,
so
right?
One of us can.
Well, he went Camaro though.
He went to
He's
Camaro.
going
Yeah,
to
that's
Japan.
true.
How big is the field for flag?
50 yards. I looked it up this morning.
50.
50 yards.
So you're not going to get a 70-yard bomb to Shaheed, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
He'll outrun somebody in 30.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your next pick?
Home again. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna go JT Gray here.
JT Gray.
Okay.
Typical homer pick.
That's a homer pick.
Is
But he played
bowling
like-
an Olympic sport too?
He-
or?
it might be. But JT played like everything in high school. So I'm gonna go with him. I need a guy. I mean, these guys got to play defense too. It's not just offense.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wanted a guy who, I'm going JT Gray.
Okay, I'm gonna go another off the board pick or off the wall pick here. I'm gonna go with Cedric Wilson,
Oh,
and here's why. just in case AK doesn't pan out as a quarterback. Cedric Wilson as a passer in his career, 6 for 6, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns, passer rating of 158.3. He was a great high school quarterback. He gave you something as a receiver, another big body guy. Yeah, I got 2 6'2" and above guys on my team. I feel pretty good. I bet he'd be a really good flag football player.
All right.
He was not on the big board, by the way.
Well, you should have done your research. Right?
I'll go. So you're only allowed to rush one guy, and
Like, I don't know.
I was wondering
I don't
when
know
this was
all
gonna
the rules
happen.
now.
I think you're only allowed to rush one. I'm gonna take Chase Young because
'Cause he
one,
was-
you don't need to sack him. You just need to grab the flag. That might be more advantageous to Young's skill set. And then also, throw him in as a tight end. He's big, good size, really fast. Can play both sides of the ball in this scenario. He'll be the Otani of flag football.
15 sacks for sure.
and a half.
Yeah.
All right, Dunk.
All right, so we're discounting age in this. So I'm going.
Not really. I mean,
I'm
it's
going,
Kinda.
with, I'm going with the Honey Badger because I think he's the best all-around, probably two-way player on the roster. We saw him at LSU, unbelievable. He's a guy I think could have played some receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like his mentor Patrick Peterson. So I love him in all facets of the game.
Okay.
Now coming back, I got to get a defensive guy other than Matthews. So I'm going to kind of go along your lines, finding the athletic rush guy, and I'm going to go with Grando. I think Grando's just a stud all-around athlete. So I think my team is actually the best so far, by far. I might bet Clancy's on.
Because I don't want Hunter Deckers, I'm going to take Tyler Shuck. I just need a quarterback at this point of the draft. as we saw with the Saints.
Yeah, you're the Saints at their number 40 overall.
kind of how they did it in the draft.
No, I'm going to take Shuck, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, wow.
Shuck, yeah.
If he comes out there and has a Pro Bowl season this year, you're going to be looking great.
Wow.
Okay, I'm astonished he's still here at this stage of the draft, so I'm going to take Alontae Taylor. I mean, I can't believe that he wasn't the first defensive player off the board. He
Yeah.
is somebody who played receiver at Tennessee. He is, I think, the best athlete on the defensive side of the ball, all around, pound for pound. Yeah, give me Alontae Taylor. I feel really good about that.
I thought about him hard, because all the things you just said.
He was 5 on the big board.
Yeah, that's value, baby.
So
That's
JT Gray
value
was
right
4
there.
on your big board, or did you
No,
just...
I just kind of, I don't know. I think
Went off the
Homer
board.
pick.
That's why Rod struggles every year.
I think
Goes off the board.
yeah. I'm going to go, I guess Tano still.
Tano's not on the roster,
Yeah, Tano's not on the roster, not eligible.
which I found out when I was doing my
didn't
Athlon preview. I put Tano on the depth chart, and the guy's like, I don't think he's on the roster. I was like, oh, yeah.
Is he in the league?
No,
not yet.
he went unsigned
Yeah,
after
he
his
might be one of
contract
those guys
expired.
signs after an injury or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
At
he's
this
coming
stage of
off
his
a
career.
pretty serious...
He wasn't on my board, by the way. I just kind of thought of him when you see a Granderson. Like, I need a guy like that.
Pick up
Right, yeah.
A-Rod.
I mean, Cam Jordan,
He'll be what? How would Cam be
he'll
there?
be 39.
He will be calling the game at that point.
I bet he.
Oh, that's actually good.
That's actually good.
Exactly.
He's going number one in
He's
the
number one
in the
broadcaster.
NBC draft. Yeah.
I am going to go Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Oh.
Solid.
I got 2 defensive guys now. I got him and JT Gray, but yeah, I'm gonna go Kool-Aid there just for his.
You got- yeah, you got-
yeah.
It's not bad.
Oh, I'm back again, right?
Yeah.
These back-to-back picks killing me.
You're not a fantasy football guy. You don't do snake drafts
Yeah,
very
but
often.
I'm just not used to being the one on the.
I thought we were
On the
going
turn.
5 guys. How many we got?
This is
I
the
got
last
one more.
round.
This is the
Oh,
last
it?
round
Okay.
here.
This is riveting.
Yeah, that's been fun.
I am going to go Foster Moreau.
I like it. Competitive juice. I bet there's a lot of trash talk in flag football. Foster Moreau is an elite trash talker.
That's true.
Yes.
He's a great trash talker.
I
He's
didn't realize Juwan was such a good trash talker until we were at that. Remember that spring?
yeah.
The fall at Tulane.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Who was he talking to?
I can't remember.
Rod
was great,
Teamer? No.
it was the DB, and he was saying, "You're a liability." Remember that? You're a liability out here. Oh, you know who it was? It was your state guy, Jonathan Abram. That's who he was going after.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Remember?
Yeah.
He was actually right.
I was going to say that. Foreshadowing to come.
I like Jonathan Abram, though.
Foster's a good pick, though. He's a good glue guy for the team.
I think,
All right.
That's it. That's my 5.
All right. So your 5 is set at Rashid Shaheed, Spencer Rattler, JT Gray, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and Foster Moreau. For my 5th pick, I'm going to go with Bub Means.
Good call.
Bub was on the big board, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be up there.
He was like high on mine.
All right. So I like Bub Means. I think he's we'll see if he makes the actual Saints roster, but I think in this sort of setting he'd be pretty good. Another good athlete. Showed some ball skills last year. Good 5th round flyer for me.
Yeah,
So
I like
my 5-man team is Alvin Kamara at quarterback. Juwan Johnson, Cedric Wilson, Alante Taylor, and Bub Means.
I don't really have a running back, but
Do you really need a running back in flag?
yeah, I'm not going to take Andrew Miller. I'm going to take another.
Pulls Samuel if they play the game.
That's what the Saints should have
unfortunate.
said
I
2
shouldn't have
drafts
said
ago.
I'm going to take another training camp all-star and give me Dallin Holker.
Okay.
I was actually going to say him instead of Foster. I just
Yeah.
I
Is he on
went
your
with,
big board?
Yeah. No. Wait.
Surprise. Rod loves him some Dallin Hooker.
That's since
Nah, he
an
wasn't.
upcoming column on Dylan Hooker. All right, we're wrapping it up.
Last pick,
Last
Mr.
pick.
Irrelevant.
Who's your
Oh.
5?
Chris Olave, Mason Tipton, Chase Young, Tyler Shuck, and Dallin Holker.
That's actually pretty good. He might be the winner.
We got to drop the 5 teams in the comments. Let the fans vote on who will win.
Well, that's a good call. I'm going with
Okay.
Brandon Cooks, baby. I have to have a receiver.
Jeff's got the all geriatric team.
That's like the only receiver you got, man.
The Senior Olympics.
It's like mirroring my role on the podcast. How about
You got,
that? Do I got 6 guys?
yeah, Jake
You
Camper
got, you
throwing
got
passes
5
to
guys,
Carl
but you don't have
Granderson.
anybody.
Yeah, you're going to
Well, you
have.
got Taysom. He can catch, I guess. Yeah.
What do you mean, Brandon Cooks?
No,
Well,
I'm saying.
you waited until the 5th round to
That's
take a
what I mean.
receiver.
I
This
had
is
to
like a
wait.
receiver game.
Had to wait. Dylan, Taysom Hill can catch.
Okay.
Come on now. Tyrann Mathieu, probably the best receiver on the whole group.
So you got Jake Hayner, Taysom Hill, Tyron, Carl Granderson, Brandon Cooks.
Right.
Okay.
Feel pretty good about my team.
All right.
All right,
Who's going to win, Norman? Oh, you can't hear me.
I mean, Will Kamara, I think, throws me off, but if you had an actual quarterback, I'd say Luke.
Great.
Let's see Rod's big board
I don't know if you're going to be
All
able to
right.
read it, but
right here.
Which you can read on
it's this
NOLA.com.
side. Go to
Is
this
this
side.
going to be a column of yours, Rod?
nah.
Oh, okay. Well, don't go to
Rod had Taysom second on his big board. All right.
Of course, we're factoring in injuries. We got injuries to deal with.
I ended up throwing
Oh man, Justin Reed would have been a good one. I think.
It's a good call.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
probably should have had him.
I think Justin Reed would have been a good one. Who's the highest? Justin Reed was the highest
That didn't get picked?
undrafted player on Rod's big board.
No, Devin Neal, too.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so the highest undrafted players on Rod's big board: Devin Neal, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Rico Payton, Kendra Miller, Jonas Sanker. Well, Brandon Cooks was drafted. Brandon
yeah,
Cooks.
I didn't put
Brandon
that
Cooks was drafted exactly where Rod had him on the big board, 20th overall.
You did good,
Yeah,
Jay.
you're a hater. You're a hater on Brandon Cooks.
No, I like Brandon Cooks.
So there you have it. Those are our 5-man Saints flag football teams. Let us know in the comments who you think would win out of those 4 teams in the tournament of champions. I think it'd be my team, but it remains to be seen how far Alvin Kamara can develop as a quarterback. Okay, real quickly, guys, let's just kind of go into just the league at large. Like, obviously, we're projecting a little bit 3 years into the future here, but like, who do you think? Let's just go out, like, throw out your like starting 5 on offense
Ooh.
across the league.
Lamar Jackson,
Yeah.
Travis Hunter,
Okay.
just because it's
Yeah.
He's going to have Shador on the team for sure.
Nah, we did I
Those-
do this one?
Lamar Jackson's definitely going to be the quarterback, I would think.
Or
Um,
well,
Mahomes.
I'll wait. So you got Lamar, Travis Hunter.
Oh, can I? I think I want to switch on Lamar.
Okay,
Jaden Daniels.
that was gonna be who I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, that's what I had. Yeah, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill. Wait a minute, is that 3 or 4?
That's 4. You had Travis Hunter too.
Oh, and Michael Parsons.
Micah Parsons. All right.
Yeah, those are good ones.
I think Patrick Mahomes, you got to factor in whether guys would want to take training camp time off. And I don't know if Lamar, based on his comments, he didn't really seem interested in it when they asked him about it earlier. Mahomes seems like the type of guy that would be like, I want my gold. I think a lot of these guys
Yeah.
will participate, though.
Yeah.
You ready? You ready for my team?
Sure.
This is gonna be the best team.
All LSU guys, I can already
Jaden
see.
Daniels, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase,
there you go.
Malik Neighbors, Derek Stingley.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cat-
No,
Who's beating that?
no Clyde Edwards-Helaire there? or-
No. I'm taking the best LSU flag football team. Nobody's beating that, dude.
Foster Moreau, backup.
Yeah, Foster Moreau could be the fifth alternate on the all LSU team, and that's not against Foster Moreau.
Will Campbell. Yes.
Jaden, Justin, Jamar, Stingley, Malik Neighbors. And it was kind of a toss up for me
pretty strong.
on Neighbors of Brian
How many of
Thomas.
those guys were on the 2019 team? Most of them?
Uh,
Jaden
3 of
Boyd.
them.
Yeah, Jaden.
The 2 receivers, and Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Derek Stingley.
Yeah, you don't even have Brian Thomas on there.
Yeah, I could have gone Joe Burrow if I wanted to.
Right.
I just think
Speaks-
I'd rather have Jaden as a flag football quarterback.
For sure. Yeah, he would probably be behind Lamar, the best flag football quarterback.
I just
It's going to come down to
being honest though, they could legitimately make an entire Olympic team out of former LSU football players. It'd be
I
awesome.
think some of these guys are going to want to do it because I think
Absolutely.
what chance are they going to ever get to get a gold medal? I mean, these guys are accomplished, competitive dudes, and they've never even been allowed to compete at that level. They're all sports fans. We all see it, so I think they're going to be. Some of them are going to be really into it.
I really look forward to the Joel Embiid playing for the U.S. level loopholes to get these guys on other countries.
Right.
Like I saw Kyle Hamilton tweeted like a South Korean flag. Sam Howell has Korean heritage as well. Sorry, former commander. Just get these guys. Like I don't want Rod. I want you a guy that you wrote about at rookie minicamp last year, Roger Stone. Yeah,
For Team Jamaica.
for Team Jamaica, already has a gold medal,
Yeah, he had one already. Yeah.
but for shot put,
Just wanted to throw him
throwing.
his shot. I can't remember which one.
Oh, well.
Who's your starting 5?
I like your receivers. I'll go Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. I like the Travis Hunter thing. To probably play defense too. And honestly, the 4th receiver will probably be. Give me the Ohio State kid. That's really good.
Noah Brown.
No.
No, not the one who's
Jeremiah.
In college.
The one that's still
That's-
in college?
yeah,
Jeremiah.
Still in
I
college.
said
Jeremiah
Noah
Smith.
Brown. Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith.
Sorry, Noah Brown.
He's already picking a guy.
I'm already picking a guy in college.
Not
because-
bad. Oh, you can get Arch. He's gonna go Arch over here then.
What's that?
We're picking guys that
Yeah,
are still in
Arch.
college. Yeah, Arch is out there.
Nah, I got to go with my L's up.
Tyler Shuck,
You gonna get Tyler Shuck?
Yeah, Tyler Shuck. He'll be my backup quarterback.
Jay Kaner.
I think I would just take the Miami Dolphins offense and let them go at it. I mean, because they're kind of built that way with speed and all those running backs are all like a Shane and Tyreek Hill. I would just say that would serve its
So
purpose.
Jeff went the laziest possible route, and he took the Miami Dolphins
Well, you don't
offense.
take it, everybody else.
No,
Yeah,
this is
just like who would be your perfect starting
Oh.
you can
5?
duplicate on this one. Yeah,
Oh, well, I would definitely go with the 2 quarterbacks we mentioned, Jaden and
You take both of them
yeah. I'd play
on the
Lamar
same field,
Jackson.
the field at the same time.
Yeah, I've told you the future of football. I'm telling you, here you heard it here first. I've been preaching it. 5 all-around
Just
athletes.
because you can't make Lamar Jackson and a wide receiver in the NFL means you want to make him in flag
No,
football.
I've said this before, man. You're going to have teams. The days of a wide receiver, running back. I'm telling you, it's going to be over. It's going to be like the NBA positionless basketball. They're going to have 5 guys that can throw, pass, and run, and they're not going to have positions. It's going to be five all around Ronald Curry type guys. They could all pass, can all run, and catch. I think that's how the league's going to go.
Is it
Matter of
something-
fact, somebody had some, some grapefruits. They would do it right now, but everybody's afraid to do it.
Is this
Sounds
the
like
near
sounds like
future?
your next book, Forward by Taysom Hill.
Yeah, seriously, I think that's how it works.
Is this the near future, Jeff,
what was
or
it?
like-
Antoine Randall was a great college quarterback. Hines Ward, have those guys all be your position guys.
Eric Crouch,
Yeah.
great pro career.
Yeah, all those
Cordell
guys.
Stewart.
Not Eric Crouch, Antoine Randall, Hines Ward. There's a bunch of receivers that made those moves. And then the play I think about, what's the famous play in the Super Bowl? Nick Foles, right?
Philly special.
That play was wide open. Why? Because nobody covered the quarterback. You're not going to be able to, they'll be able to do stuff like that in the future where you're going to have to account for the quarterback. That's one of the reasons why the running quarterback's so popular right now, because you have to account for the numbers. How many times we hear it? Now you're going to have to account for it a bunch of different ways. I just don't understand why more people don't do it.
Probably because it's very difficult.
I know. It's hard to find those guys.
Future offensive coordinator Jeff Duncan.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to
Never
happen.
too late.
Just remember when you see this in the future, and I'm long gone, it's probably only be about 10 years, and that's happened, you'll say, once again, Luke says this all the time, genius.
I do say that all the time. That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years from now, when you're gone and we still haven't gotten paid up on our Clancy's bed, we can have a in memoriam tribute to you. Okay, let's get to a quick break here, and then when we come back, we'll discuss what we expect to see out of the Saints in OTAs this week. Stay right with us.
There's no better place to parlay than Caesars Sportsbook. With quick picks, you can tap right into pre-built, ready-to-bet parlays right from the home screen. And if you miss tip-off, no worries. You can play same-game parlays live during the action. Plus, it's never been easier to find and bet on the biggest matchups of the day, so you can keep up with all the action. Caesars Sportsbook, proud partner of the NBA and the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Download it today.
Welcome back. Thank you guys for listening. As always, if you are listening on or watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. We'd appreciate it. You get notifications that way when we are debuting our shows. We should have another show this week. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts, we appreciate you there too. We've had a little bit of fun coming up with our mock rosters for flag football, using only the Saints and then the NFL at large. But we do have some business to attend to this week. The Saints are hosting their first OTA practice tomorrow. We know for a fact that not everybody's going to be there. Alvin Kamara has already said he's going to be traveling abroad, which is not a surprise. He doesn't typically go to these things. I think it's been since like 2019 or 2020 since he did an OTA practice. But I think we'll see pretty good attendance out there with the new coaching staff, guys wanting to kind of get into a groove with that. So let's just kind of take this from a broad angle. You can find my take on this over at NOLA.com, published this morning, what I'm looking for Saints OTAs. But we'll start with you, Rod. What's kind of the first thing you're going to have your eye on out there tomorrow in practice?
I think for me, it's probably the obvious one, but just the quarterbacks and just how they do things, especially Tyler Shuck. I just want to see if what we saw in the rookie mini camp, just his leadership, I want to see it kind of transition over to this with some of these veteran players and just see how that chemistry works. So that'll be the main thing. Looking forward to kind of seeing. It seemed like I hadn't seen Chris Olave just out there a lot, so just kind of seeing him come back and just see how he is right now. And those are probably the main two things for me.
Yeah, I think that was one of the few things that I took away from Kellen Moore's comments on Monday at the Saints Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Classic, was that he's not really necessarily looking for the physical stuff out of the quarterbacks at this stage, and like what their completion percentage is in practice. They're not doing a bunch of competitive stuff right now. But what he is looking for is kind of the stuff you mentioned, like, can you operate the offense? Are you going out there and are things looking smooth? Or are you showing leadership? And I think it's spot on that you're looking for that, maybe over some of the physical stuff that is obvious.
Yeah, I just want to. Yeah, I mean, you look at Tyler Shuck and Spencer. I mean, both of those guys are fairly young, and just to see how they with those veteran guys, and I guess the receivers are fairly young too. I mean, so it probably won't be as big of a transition if you're playing with like a bunch of guys who've been around the league for a long time. So I think it'll be okay, but I'm just looking forward to seeing how it unfolds.
Matt, what do you think?
I want to see how far Spencer Rattler is ahead of Tyler Shuck at this stage, because even though this is a quarterback competition that I think most of us expect Shuck to win, you think of last year. I know it's kind of unfair comparing Carr to Rattler at this point, but when Rattler was a rookie, he looked kind of lost in those first days of OTAs. I think that's completely normal, but with Rattler now having a year under his belt, I just want to see him, if he looks kind of that polished, I want him to basically say, like, don't discount me for this job, and I want to see him actually go out and, be that polished version that we expect him to be. And with Shuck, if he struggles, that'll be completely normal. So I just want to see what the gap is currently, and if Shuck or Tainer or whatever can close it.
That's good, actually. I think knowing Rattler, he's definitely going to be seeing this as like a chip on his shoulder moment, So I think he'll have that fire in him. Obviously, I want to see the defense, see how that's going to be constructed under Brandon Staley, who's playing where. I think they've got a lot of guys that are going to be probably moving around into different positions. Same thing on the offensive line. I've been told they're going to try guys all across the front, so I want to see how that works. I think there's going to be a lot of experimentation this whole offseason with this new staff. And, we really haven't talked a whole lot about the offense. We spent so much time last year talking about the new offense with Kubiak coming in. We haven't really talked there's going to be some intricacies to this attack that are new. And Doug Nussmeier, how is he going to formulate a game plan when he doesn't really know who his starting quarterback is? I mean, is it going to be that much different with Shuck or Rattler, assuming those are the two guys? So I'm kind of interested to see. There's a lot to watch. I think more than any time I can remember, way back always probably to the Peyton Breeze days, there's going to be more newness and freshness to the approach. And I also kind of want to see how Kellen Moore is at practice. We've seen him. He makes fun of himself as being kind of vanilla and bland. Is he a little more fiery out there? I don't think he will be, but I kind of want to watch him operate as a head coach.
Yeah, that is an interesting point you bring up. They've got new defense play caller, new offense play caller. They've got a completely unsettled offensive line, which we can see how it might work, but we don't know where the pieces are going to fit in. That new defense play caller is bringing in a new type of scheme that will have new types of coverages. That will be asking players to do stuff that they maybe haven't done in the past. New quarterback. The receiver situation I think is going to be interesting because we haven't seen Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave out there on the field together since October of last year.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that could be very new. We don't really exactly know what kind of run scheme they're going to kind of lean toward this year.
So much new.
So I think that this just has now look, we're only going to get a snippet of it this weekend. And it sounds like they're not going to be doing much, if any, 11-on-11 stuff. It's going to be mainly 7-on-7. So we're not going to see a lot and get a lot to say definitively this is going to be what this team is. But I do think there's some interesting stuff. I am really curious to see if we're going to see both Olave and Shaheed out there. It looks like Olave has been practicing based on photos we've seen on social media. They've posted images of him catching passes in the indoor. He was in one of the clips yesterday that they shared. Shaheed, I don't know if we've seen the same level of stuff with him, but I would expect, it was a meniscus tear. It's usually 4 to 6 month recovery. That should have put him back in time to do almost a normal offseason. So I'm expecting to see Shaheed out there too. It'd be great to see those two out there in this new offense and see, what kind of stuff they'll be asking them to do.
Yeah, I think tight end is also another position that those guys are coming off a few injuries. Foster Moreau got really banged up at the end of the Tampa game last year and is coming off, I think, a knee injury. You saw Dallin Holker in a boot during rookie minicamp.
I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Either that or it was a doppelganger with the haircut.
I think he's coming off an injury, but we'll stand corrected if that's not the case.
And I don't think Taysom.
Oh, and Taysom,
he hasn't
obviously
been here. I don't even think.
No,
I would not expect Taysom to be out there.
Right.
I don't think he was at OTA. Was he at OTAs? Yeah, he was. Because they played him a little bit at fullback, and I was like, oh, Oh, but I would not expect him to be.
Yeah,
out
I mean, I know early on in the off-season program he wasn't here. He was working at home, which is excused and everything. It's voluntary, but I'll be interested to see if he's even here.
right. 'Cause
So,
it was an ACL in December, right?
yeah.
It was an ACL plus other
Right.
damage.
Right.
Foster's was pretty significant.
Yep.
His knee injury. So, yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. Tight end, I think's total crapshoot right now to even know who's going to be on the field.
Juwan and fill in the blank.
All right, so there you have it. That's what we're looking for tomorrow at OTAs. You can find all of our coverage over at NOLA.com, and we'll be having a lot of it out there. All four of us will be out there at practice tomorrow, and kind of giving some wall-to-wall coverage. We will be back Friday for another edition of the Saints Insider Podcast, and then maybe, just maybe, Jeff Duncan is going to pay up on his long-standing overdue bets.
We might have to do a pod from there one day.
We'll stick Zach with the bill.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get this mic fixed by then, too.
You
Doubtful.
could just pull it up.
I could, and then it'll go right back down.
Oh.
Just what I've been doing.
Oh, okay.
Operator error,
Okay.
says our producer Norm.
Not the first time.
That has been the Saints Insider Podcast, guys. We appreciate you. We will be back out here later on this week. Check us out. And until then, look for all of our stuff over at NOLA.com. So for Rod Walker, Matthew Paris, Jeff Duncan, and our producer Norman Bell, I'm Luke Johnson. We'll check you next time.